got detention. I'm like, what for? And then, of course, when I called the school, and I'm like, what about the boy? That was, had him cornered with calling him derogatory names. Oh, well, after the school nurse bandaged his lip, he's on the activity bus headed to go play state. And I'm like, okay. I was like, well, I expect him to, I was like, my boy can go ahead and he can be suspended, but I expect something to happen with that other kid, too. But of course, too, that kid never bothered my boy again. They never did bother him again. Yeah, and I the other girls in when I was in high school, the girls didn't like me. The boys never said two words to me because I worked with the boys. I went to a very small school. I worked with the boys because growing up on a ranch, the majority of the boys that I went to school with were on the branding crew. They had to go out there and help sort, and I was right there with them. And I was working circles around them. I could rope and ride with the best of them. And exactly right, they knew not to jack with me. Because if they jacked with me, they knew as soon as we got back up to the ranch, their asses were mine. And it's just something fun about roping somebody and dragging them behind the horse at full speed.
Oh, God.
And see, I worked for my home ec teacher. It was on her ranch. So, and the amount of times that I would show up to her class and she would have me a list and she'd tell me, okay, my son's coming to school to pick you up because I need these chores done before I get home. And it would be shit like her dishes, her laundry, her mopping. She'd be like, she'd tell me, Vernon went grocery shopping, so I'm going to need you to put the groceries away, and this is how I want them put away. And I'm like, shit. And, Vernon was her husband. Or she'd tell me, I need you to do my laundry and make sure it's hung out on the line. And I was like, okay. Right? Yeah. My junior year, I was forced to get married. And so I wasn't able to finish school. Yeah. Well, I did that I ran away my sophomore year, and when you said about Sandpoint, Idaho, I ran away and I ended up in Seattle, actually in Port Orchard. And I got to stop and see. I spent 3 days in Sandpoint. I loved it in Sandpoint. It's a beautiful little town.
I'm not gonna park this at.
Yeah, well, it wasn't back then. It wasn't that little back then, but it was a gorgeous town.
It's still gonna be a fire hazard.
Yeah.
20 get you a shit.
Yeah. Because I was there for 3 days, then crossed over Coeur d'Alene and went into Sandpoint, to Port Orchard.
I guess we can park it right here for now.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, because when I came back the year after I turned 17, I came back to New Mexico, and then I was back for less than a week when I came back to my family, I shouldn't say my family, but to the family, and they immediately sold me off. And as soon as I got back, they immediately sold me off. So they sold me off to a man that was 43 years old.
I love this one. This one will wait.
And yeah, you want to talk about shotgun wedding? It was definitely a shotgun wedding. I wasn't allowed to leave. And
I'll try this one.
yeah. And I was in that situation for 3 years. Oh, almost 3 years. I mean, by the time I was able to leave, I had 2 small children, and I was 19. Yeah. So my oldest was a year old. My youngest, she was still baby when I found out that I was able to escape. And people say that human trafficking doesn't happen here in the States. Yeah, it just depends on your family. Which yeah, and for me, then I found out the family that raised me wasn't even my biological family. Yeah.
Oh crap.
Yeah. Because I honestly have the only family I got is just my children. And my 2 oldest, all of my kids are grown now. I still got 2 in high school, but my daughter's in the Marine Corps, my son's working on a ranch, and then I've got
I still need to figure it out. Still get myself kicked out. I need to get myself kicked.
Right. 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 I was gonna say I have too. I fell into that lifestyle of addiction. Absolutely not. Congratulations. Yeah. Exactly. I was waking up with a beer bottle, going to bed with a whiskey bottle. And I was like that for, oh gosh, I started doing that in 2003. I, yep. Yeah, don't enable them. Because like I said, I've always been a drinker. But I got real heavy into it back in 2003. I quit in 2006 when I found out I was pregnant for the third time. And I, mhm.
No, will that work? Find out.
Yeah. I was gonna say, do you remember those bottles of watermelon puckers that were 80 proof? Because I during my freshman year, every morning before I went to school my freshman year, I would have me a bottle of watermelon puckers before I left for school. I'd get home from school and I'd go ahead and sit there and drink me a damn 6-pack. And the Twisted Teas. Oh yeah, Shine's real. I love. That's what I miss. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah, back in, and then it was in 2012 when I got real sick. I got real sick, and I was still drinking. I was still drinking, but I wasn't drinking like every day. I was just getting wasted on the weekends, and I was having a drink every night after work. But then, of course, too, I would, drink a lot during on the weekends. I got real sick, and then they told me that my liver, that I had a scar tissue and stuff on my liver, and they're like, I was in the very early stages of cirrhosis, and they were like, you need to quit. You need to quit. But I also, and of course too, it was during that time that I also uh, I fell into other substances and doing other substances really heavily. Yeah, I quit the alcohol and I quit the substances the same day. Yeah, yeah,
Well, there's a tractor right here we can use.
exactly. Mhm. Yeah. Um, the withdrawals from the alcohol plus, like I said, I gave it all up at the same time, and holy shit. I, like you said, there's worse things than death. Mhm. Yeah, it is. And yeah, I got into, and then of course too, just before I found TikTok, I had relapsed, but I didn't relapse into the alcohol. I relapsed into the other, and I I was basically forced to clean up again. And then, of course, I found TikTok, which I wasn't even on TikTok for very long before I was introduced into fishing. I'm like, well, and then I was like, I can do fishing. I used to love fishing. I'd like to get back into it. And next thing you know, that's become my new addiction. Yeah. The ones that, Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. I don't want to go through that again. Oh, fuck no. And I keep a bottle of crayon in the cabinet. And I've bought that crown because I was getting a real, starting to get sore throat and just not, the general not feeling well. Like I was coming down with something. And, I can't afford to be sick. I can't afford to go to doctors. I can't do none of that. So I do a lot of home remedies. I got me that damn brown bottle of crown and I've made hot toddies. Yeah. Yeah. And so where I was, I made one hot toddy, went sound asleep, and that was it. And that shit, that bottle's been sitting now. And I don't, is there, and it's, I've always, ever since I quit, I keep a bottle around to as a reminder of what, yeah,
Still no?
yeah.
Yeah, throw it back here. I guarantee that. Yes.
Yeah.
Think about the only one.
The only thing I can think of is, good Lord has us here for a reason. Because the shit that should have killed us didn't, but it made us stronger. Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, it's not good. Yeah. So Thomas, what happened to the fishing trip? So what'd you do? Sleep all day? Well, I was gonna say, or did you just freaking crash out and just because from you were up all night? What was it? The night before the auction, up all night before the auction, after the auction, then go fishing. Well, somebody was asking about you earlier. That hot sauce is fucking good. I'll tell you that much.
Oh, it's in there. A vanilla bag of it too.
Well, you just sent me a message? Okay. I'll have to check it after. I don't think I can check my messages during the live. Yeah. So I'll check it after the live, if that's okay. I will. Oh, thank you, Ron. Oh, you're good, Ron. Yeah, I had to save my fingers after tearing them up with hooks the other day, so I downloaded a damn auto tapper. That's how I've been getting the likes up at everybody's lives recently. Well, I know that for the last. Good night, Kimmy. Well, I know the other night for the last two times that Thomas has had an auction, we've been the first time he got it to like what was 110,000 likes. And it was because the fact I got in there early and I right away set that automatic tapper. I mean, I wasn't even near the phone and I was just letting it do its thing. Only thing that screws it up is when they start playing with the boxes and, moving the boxes around. That's the only thing that screws it up, but I mean, I was up having to take care of other stuff, and then I just let it run all night long. I just had to keep moving it around, and then next thing I know, he was like, "I'm at 110,000 likes." I'm like, I don't even know if I'm tapped out, but okay. Yeah, got 1,000.1. And then I know, like with Bud, like he gets all excited about them auctions, and he'll get in there and he'll just start tapping away too. Yeah, the cross, he'll come in and he'll tap and tap and tap, and then and so will task force. She'll come in and tap and tap and tap, and task force, like, he tells me, how many taps do they need before they do a giveaway? He looks forward to those giveaways.
Oh, same with me.
And the boys really love those giveaways. Shit, they just love the auctions, period. I miss half the shit that they're selling. I don't even get to see it because my phone's being blown up with from the screenshots they're taking. And I'm over here going, I can't even pay attention to what's going on my screen because I got nothing but freaking puzzled. Unless you left the messages on here, I won't get them until after the live if you DM me. Yeah. Hi, Efran.
They should go on the same. Yeah, they're on the same.
And if you send them on here, there's a good... What's the matter? What's the matter, Puzzled?
Oh, this one. Dang, they're all the same. I need that for the yellow cedar. Imagine about making the yellow cedar. You can't.
Oh, damn, dude. I'm sorry.
Too big or something?
Yeah, that's all. Well, that's all we can do is just offer our prayers. And know that he's in all of our prayers. We'll all be praying for him.
That's why you making it last time.
He slept all damn day today. What do you expect? Yeah. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna sell it because
Brother Curtis,
Don't let me
we
lie.
got a very special prayer request for you. Puzzled's dad has stage 3 prostate cancer. Yeah. Yeah. He's real worried. His dad just started cancer treatments this week. And his dad can't go fishing or nothing like that with him. Yeah, he's right there in the he's in the comments. Yeah. Okay.
Need that. Dang, I need that cedar, bro. We're not going that route.
Amen. Thank you, Brother Curtis. Oh. no.
You see her. We're not using a dang cedar.
Oh, jeez, puzzle.
Will this work?
I'm not supposed to be driving, but I do. You're okay, Puzzle. We're all here for you, bud. We're all here for you. Exactly. We take care of one another in here. Yep. We take care of one another in here. Exactly right. Mm-hmm.
Will this work?
Yep. I always feel better after a good cry.
Ooh.
Yeah. Uh, yeah. Well, shit. Celebrate your sobriety. I mean, having your sobriety date. That's a celebration right there in itself. Exactly right. That's exactly right because that's when you were reborn, really. Yeah. I should say cowgirls. Well, hey, you cannot lie. Those their cheerleaders are hot.
Mother.
Right? I'm at, mhm. I'm right here. That's it. And you know what's sad for this? Um, we don't like the Cowboys and we don't like the Broncos. When you know like you know like well you know like whenever you go into the stores and you see like all of the like you see all of the sports apparel. Yeah, you're not gonna find Broncos and you're not gonna find Cowboys because that stuff does not sell. The
But we're not gonna see it either. Does that mean that is wheat? Okay.
Okay, you'll find every other team over here, but you will not find anything Broncos or Cowboys. Okay. yeah. Oh yeah. Mhm. Oh yeah, yeah.
I think I was waiting something. Crap, I got nothing to use. Well, maybe look at the other one too. Wait, where's the other cedar? I might have to fill that one out.
Well, don't be doing that, Puzzle. Don't be doing that. Nope.
Wait, just running up money.
Yep. Oh, jeez. Yep. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Puzzled. If you don't drinking, ain't gonna fix nothing.
Just ruin your career.
Yep. Hey, Eric. Doing all right. Puzzles, I don't know if you heard us or not, but don't be drinking, okay? You don't need that whiskey. Yep.
That big
Exactly.
game last not good. Same game.
I can't remember what state he said he was in. I'll say, Puzzle, you there? Yeah. You're muted, bud, if you're trying to talk. Because I can't remember if he's the one that's from Mississippi. Because I met somebody else from Mississippi and one from Oklahoma last night. I can't remember who was from where. I know, oh, Ron. Okay, you're right. That's right. You're from Fort Worth, right? Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, because I know there was. See, I know Ron's from Oklahoma. And somebody else came in last night from Oklahoma, and then yeah, and then somebody else came in from Mississippi.
I don't know how that truck's on. I just don't know where.
And yeah, there was somebody else too besides Yellow. Yeah.
No, what the heck you do with this fist right here?
You got cordless hole punchers? I like cordless hole punchers.
Oh yeah, same.
I know, puzzles. Yeah. I was gonna say, well, maybe not. I mean, yeah. Gotta stay positive, but
Oh, stop your freaking lagging.
I mean, we're all here to. That's okay. That's okay if you do that. There's nothing wrong with that. Exactly right. Yep. Yep. I mean, we have all gone through hell and back. we've all had our battles, our struggles, we've all hit our lows, and God brought us through it. Okay. Yep. That's how. Well, I watched my house burn down. Me and my fiance and 2 kids ended up having to come move in with my second ex-husband. A few short months later, I watched my fiance get hit by a semi and not make it. He was DOA. 2 days later, my best friend, who we were coming back from seeing, ended up passing away. And everything's just kind of fallen apart ever since, seems like. In September, tornado came through, took out the trailer house that we were living in. And yep. I think it's Eric. You awake, Eric? Sounds like you're snoring, Eric. I was gonna say, get some coffee, Eric. Wake up.